All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a new reality for the mortgage industry. We're going to figure out a path to actually being profitable in what is, let's be honest, a really challenging market.
Okay, let's just jump right in with one single, very powerful number, $11,800. That right there is the staggering cost to produce just one home loan as of mid-2025. And it makes you wonder, right? The market is finally showing some signs of life, so why on earth are your internal costs still going up? So in this explainer, we're going to break down this whole challenge and, more importantly, the solution. We'll start with the paradox of those rising costs, we'll uncover the hidden bottlenecks that are just eating away at your profit, and then we'll get into what a rebuilt, modern operating model actually looks like.
So let's get right into it and unpack this paradox of costs going up even when the market is getting a little better.
Now, what's so telling about this slide is the trend. Yeah, okay, costs are down a bit from their peak at the start of 2025, but look closer. They're still stubbornly higher than they were in late 2023, and that is squeezing already razor-thin margins down to just $900 alone. And this, right here, creates the paradox. Even as the market starts to thaw out and you're seeing a bit more volume, your profitability is being totally destroyed from the inside out by operational friction. You know, it's that classic case of taking one step forward but then two steps back.
So where exactly is all this money going? Let's dig into the specific day-to-day bottlenecks where your profit just seems to vanish into thin air.
These 7 things here, they probably feel pretty familiar, right? This isn't about your team not working hard enough. It's about systemic problems. You know, like that constant battle with data that doesn't match up, which means someone has to fix it by hand. Or those last-minute quality checks that suddenly double the cost of a file because you got to go back and redo a bunch of work. It's frustrating.
And this just puts it all in perspective. Almost a third of your team's entire effort is probably being wasted on administrative tasks that don't make you a single penny. I mean, think about that. 30% of your payroll. Just gone on shuffling paper and typing things in over and over.
And all those bottlenecks, they have a direct and pretty painful impact on the one metric that matters most, your closing time. Just look at this timeline. A manual workflow can easily stretch your close to 3 weeks. And notice how much of that time is just dead air. It's waiting for documents, waiting in queues, waiting for the verifications. That's where your profits are evaporating, and believe me, it's where your customer satisfaction just plummets. So to fix this, you need way more than just another piece of software. The whole industry needs a fundamental rebuild of the operating model itself.
You know, as industry experts like David Licken have been saying, trying to automate a broken process just helps you make mistakes faster. You've got to fix the foundation first.
So what does this rebuild actually look like? Well, it's a huge shift. We're talking about moving away from that old, fragmented model, where your people are struggling to manage a dozen different complex tools, to an integrated one, where smart systems actually support your people. That frees them up to focus on what really matters, closing more high-quality loans.
And this new model, it's built around one key component, the specialized mortgage virtual assistant, or what we call a VA. Now, these VAs are highly trained specialists who are laser-focused on tackling the exact bottlenecks we just talked about. They handle all that high-volume, repetitive work, like sorting through 500-page files or doing those critical pre-underwriting checks that stop costly delays from ever happening. And I gotta be really clear here, these are not just generalist assistants, no way. They are specialists, totally fluent in the core technology of the mortgage industry, your loan origination system, your POS portals, you name it. And that means they can slide right into your existing systems from day one. There's no steep learning curve. And the financial impact? Well, it's undeniable. By delegating all these high-volume admin tasks, you're basically turning a major fixed cost, your staff, into a flexible operational expense. This directly hammers down your cost per loan and can lead to some incredible savings. We're talking 40 to 60%. But okay, this all sounds good in theory, right? Does it actually work out in the real world? Well, let's look at how different lenders have successfully rebuilt their operations and are absolutely crushing it. First up, let's think about an independent broker down in Texas. They were just struggling to keep up with high volume, a really small team, constantly buried under mountains of paperwork. So after they integrated VAs to handle all that file setup and document chasing,
The results were just incredible. They slashed their cycle times by more than a week. This let them scale their business and take on 30% more volume, all without adding a single person to the payroll. I mean, that's a massive win.
Okay, next, let's look at a community credit union in Ohio. Now, they had a totally different challenge. They had limited resources for tech and were under constant pressure with compliance stuff. So they used VAs to bridge their technology and staffing gap. And this made sure every single file was compliant right from the get-go, which not only cut down on errors and audit stress, but it let them compete with much bigger banks on service and speed. And their members definitely noticed.
These examples, they clearly show that this new way of operating, it isn't just some theory. It is already creating real winners in today's market right now.
So this brings us to the big question, the one you really need to ask yourself. Are your operations today a foundation for future growth, or are they the very barrier that's holding you back? Look, the path to a more efficient, a more scalable, and a more profitable mortgage business is right here. If you want to learn how specialized virtual assistants can help you rebuild your operating model and unlock your true potential, you should visit the experts over at Virtual Next Gen.